All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to build your personal roadmap for AI. We are going to take all that confusion and noise out there and turn it into a super clear, actionable plan that actually gets you somewhere. Does this sound familiar? You hear about AI everywhere, right? You know it's a huge deal, but the sheer number of options, it's just completely overwhelming. It kind of feels like you've been dropped in the middle of a massive jungle with no compass. Where do you even start? Well, that's exactly what we're here to do. We're going to go from being lost to being the expert guide of your own journey. We are literally going to draw you a map, a simple tool to cut through all the complexity and find where the real treasure is buried. And here it is. This is our main tool, the opportunity map. Just think of it as the compass for your AI journey. It's what's going to give you direction, give you clarity, and make sure you're always heading towards something valuable. So what is opportunity mapping, really? It's a strategic way to figure out what AI should be doing for you, not just all the millions of things it can do. It helps us weigh the value a project creates against the effort it's going to take, so we're being smart and strategic, not just, busy. And this is the core idea you have to remember. It's so important. Not all automation opportunities are created equal. Some tasks are like hidden gold mines. You put in a little effort, you get a huge return. Others, they're just rabbit holes that suck up your time and energy for basically nothing. This map is how we spot the difference. And this slide right here is the map. It's called the Impact Effort Matrix, and it's beautifully simple. On one axis, we've got impact. That's how much value an AI task creates. On the other, we have effort. How hard is it to actually do? Every single idea you have can be plotted somewhere on this grid. So the number one takeaway from this whole thing is this. You always, always start in that top left corner, the sweet spot. These are your high-impact, low-effort tasks. Why? Because they give you an immediate win, they prove that this stuff works, and they build incredible momentum without getting you stuck in some year-long complicated project. So let's actually apply this map. Let's look at how we can use it to find those first quick wins and how those small, easy steps can eventually build into huge, game-changing leaps for your work. So here's the game plan for each box. That start here zone, that's priority number one. The plan later projects, those high-impact hard ones, those are your big strategic goals. They're important, but not for day one. Quick wins are great for just getting your feet wet. And that bottom right quadrant, avoid, we don't even look there. That's the definition of a time waster. Now, to make this crystal clear, let's just compare them side by side. On the left, you've got your quick wins. We're talking simple stuff like automatically sorting your emails, scheduling meetings, or handling basic FAQs. On the right, you have the big projects, like automating an entire sales pipeline or building a custom research agent. You want to get to the big projects for sure, but you prove your case with the quick wins first. And this is how it all connects into a real roadmap. That first quick win, that gets your first AI agent up and running within 3 months. You build on that success, and suddenly you have 3 to 5 agents working for you in 6 months. And within a year, you've gone from automating tiny tasks to transforming a whole workflow. See, it's a step-by-step evolution that's totally achievable. Okay, so we have our technical map, which is great. But, technology is only half the battle. Let's talk about the human side of things, because getting AI to work is absolutely a team sport. This is the very first question you have to ask yourself, way before you build anything. Who is actually going to be affected by this? Who's going to use it? Who's going to see the results? Whose job is it going to change? And trust me, the answer is almost always a bigger group than you first think. So you need to map out your people. You're going to have your champions, the ones who are already excited. You'll definitely have skeptics who need some convincing. You've got the decision makers, the people who hold the purse strings. And most importantly, you've got the end users, the people who have to live with this change every single day. Each of these groups needs to be handled differently. And that leads to this crucial point. You can't just talk to the people who already agree with you. To get real, lasting buy-in, you have to figure out how to communicate the value of what you're doing to every single one of those groups in a way that matters to them. And here's how you do it. You tailor your message. For leaders, you talk about return on investment, efficiency, the bottom line. For your teams on the ground, you focus on task relief, how this is going to get rid of their most boring, repetitive work. And for your customers, you frame it as a better, faster experience. It's the same AI project, just 3 completely different ways of talking about its value. All right, let's bring it all home. We've got the map to find the right project. We've got a strategy to get our team on board.
Now, let's talk about actually launching that first project, taking that all-important first step. The philosophy here is so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You start small with what's called a pilot project. You focus on showing real, tangible results, even if it's on a small scale. And then you use that success as the fuel to scale up gradually. This whole approach proves the value and just melts away people's fear of change.
It really just boils down to this simple, powerful equation. When you launch a successful pilot, you gain trust. And trust is the currency you're going to need to get the green light for those bigger, more ambitious projects down the road. So, what does this actually look like? Here are your first 3 steps. Step 1, a task audit. For just 1 week, write down all the repetitive stuff you do. Step 2, an impact assessment. Quickly guess how much time you'd save on each one. And step 3, the most important one, choose one. Just pick a single low-risk task to be your pilot.
That's it. 1. The goal here is not to transform the entire company overnight. The goal is just to start. Pick one thing from that high-impact, low-effort corner of your map and just make it happen. Because remember, the whole point of this first project is as much about psychology as it is about technology. You're not just building an automation. You are building momentum, and you are building confidence in the tech, in the process, and in yourself. So that leaves us with one final, decisive question. After looking at this map, this strategy, and thinking about your own day-to-day work, what's the first thing you are going to automate?